Why mediums of exchange are invariably physical? Because everything is physical. One could trade in quantum bits and they would still be physical. The problem is accounting and the desire people have for particular things. Then it's a matter of fairness and access. Electronic money replacing cash would create new ways of corrupting currency exchanges and make accounting increasingly challenging, while advantages would implicitly flow to those operating the electronic exchange media. Every bit of data, each piece of information, is associated with a real object. Vedral's book, Decoding the Universe, might help explain that. One can disagree about the universe being simply information or DNA as a quantum computer in biological form. In fact, there are numerous or an infinite number of ways to construct accounting and representational structures, yet they are all associated with a temporal physical structure. Christians believe God donates a spiritual element, perhaps of conduct, yet that is not an economic element. Philosophically, one may argue about what real objects are, and equally one may differ about the meaning of words and, of course, history too. I enjoy reading linguistic analytic philosophy occasionally. I have read Quine's Philosophy of Logic and Kripke's Naming and Necessity as ongoing projects. Concepts of causality in cash or causality in war, and a classification system of human social conflicts in wars and non-wars, such can be duplicitous. Sophism in conflict definitions such as a Vietnam conflict, a war on poverty, war on cancer, war on drugs, the Korean conflict, the war in Iraq, and so forth, are linguistic things different than the things for themselves. Philosophers of language and logic try to keep that awareness that language is one thing and things in themselves quite another. One might read Quine's Ontological Relativity and discover a synopsis of how language has different sets or lexicons in various circumstances. Much language is about translating terms and meanings from one lexicon to another without success, for many social lexical sets have inherent presumptions and constants that render the data value and words rather inflexibly. Some Christians find it difficult to understand why everything in the universe is physical. There are not two natures of substance, yet there may be a class of emergent characteristics such that they can be considered a qualitatively different genre of substance. People commonly use water and ice as an example of qualitatively different materials made from the same element. Of course, H2O is also partly made of the temperature of the universe, the local temperature. It is rather disingenuous to say that water or ice are made simply from water or ice alone. Life is an emergent characteristic of inanimate matter. The complexity of the arrangement of the materials of life allow it to support the complex phenomenology of mind. Mind is fundamentally different than matter, although each has the same fundamental base elements. To declare that everything is physical is just to offer an opinion of monism. Monism is a philosophical opinion that all things are of one substance, a basic substance in different configurations. Logic demands that sort of statement from living beings. Yet it is like saying that all things are A. It is saying that all things are of set A, and nothing that exists is not a member of set A. So a Christian might say, well, what about the spiritual? God, we stipulate, is pure spirit and transcends the physical and all existing things. No scientific investigation or theory will ever comprehend God. People are physical, God is spiritual. Yet people are created in the likeness of God. How so, we wonder? The emergent characteristic of mind in sentient life is how. Mind is a physically based version of spirit, yet not spirit. If Christians of faith receive the Holy Spirit and God indwells them, that is as close as humans get to the spiritual. God can transcend and inhabit any who should be willing to accept the atoning grace of Jesus Christ in his sacrifice on the cross as payment